Thank you, Father Hermes. Well, the last time I gave a speech, Dad, you might remember this, I was towards the end of my 8th grade year and I was giving an NJHS induction ceremony speech. And I was pretty nervous to say the least, and after messing up twice and later uttering a small obscenity into the mic, my dad came down from where he was sitting and just put his hand on my shoulder and smiled at me and stayed there till I finished. This was before Mr. Harris's speech class, freshman year, mind you, so I was less than an amateur at the time. But hopefully this one will go a little bit smoother. He can stay in his seat until I finish. Well, my father, Eduardo Lastra, most of you who know him know him as Eddie or Mr. Lastra, was born in Havana, Cuba on August 30th, 1967. He moved to the United States when he was 6 months old with his parents and older brother, and has lived in Tampa since he was about 10. As a young boy, he fell in love with the game of baseball, more specifically the Brooklyn Dodgers. He attended Hillsborough High School, and after leaving the borough, as he likes to call it, went on to Hillsborough Community College. After a year or so at HCC, he left to join the Marine Corps. He was a United States Marine from 1987 until 1995, when he heard the news that I was going to be born that next February. He started at the University of South Florida when he was 36 years old. I was about 10 at the time. He went back to school to be a teacher. He has an incredible passion for teaching, and he loves what he does very, very much. He cares for his students and works harder than anyone I've ever seen work before. He lesson plans often till midnight or later every night, and is up at 5:20 every morning to get to school early so he can get some work done and be available to his students. Much like our own teachers at Jesuit, he carries out the duties of a man for others, probably without the motto ever even crossing his mind. As my first baseball coach, he was able to pass on his love for the game to me from the time I was 5 till I started at Jesuit at 14. He's always been supportive of my ambitions and never misses a game of mine. On several occasions, he's even taken time off work to take me to a college showcase or camp so that we can look for a school that would best fit me academically as well as somewhere I can play ball at. The best, however, is when he's at a game of mine, and when I'm standing on deck getting ready for my next at-bat, he'll yell, "Hey, Lastra, you're a bum." While I always hear it, I never truly acknowledge it because I know he's just trying to fire me up for my next plate appearance. My mother and I often refer to him as a walking encyclopedia of useless information, because he can probably tell you what the pitch count was on Kirk Gibson when he hit a walk-off home run for the Dodgers in Game 1 of the 1988 World Series. He can also tell you who they played, probably who was pitching, and the starting lineup for the Dodgers that year. He's got a pretty good memory. Aside from the stats and data, my father holds many amazing qualities that he's passed on to me that have helped me form into the young man I am today. Offering and earning respect, loving my country, and be thankful for everything that I've got are just a few. My father always said if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Since attending Jesuit, I have tried to remember that the best that I could, as the past 4 years have been fairly tough for me. Through my struggles, my father has always been there, and he and my mother have done what they could to put me through Jesuit, which is a struggle I may never truly understand. Through times where I've messed up, however severe, my father has always been there to help me, and in my times of struggle, he's been there to encourage me. My father also never fails to let me know how proud he is of me. He always believes in me and everything that I do, and knows that I have what it takes to be successful. I feel that there's no way to truly appreciate what a father does for his children until one's in that position themselves. So until then, the least I can do is say thank you. Semper Fi, Double Dog, and I love you, Dad.